All right, everybody, what's up? My name is AJ Wright Crypto. Super excited to get into a space. Haven't done a space here from my own channel in a while. I've been, working with Mario and a handful of other people doing spaces there, and it's cool to do a space back on my homepage. Gonna make it a more regular thing. Been jumping all over the place, getting a lot of work done in different sectors. Before we jump into the space, let's take a quick little overview of the market. Bitcoin just jumping right, it's right at 65,000. Would like to see it get above and stay above, specifically 66,000, as that is a massive support resistance level there that kind of separates some of the value area high from the value area low. But Bitcoin has done a good job holding its level and holding its strength in terms of its Fibonacci level, as Bitcoin and Ethereum are both considered quotations strong coins, as they've held between the 0 and the 0.23236 on Fibonacci, where Bitcoin dominance has been really running the show, and that has consequently made altcoins bleed out, and many altcoins are kind of medium to weak strength coins based off their Fibonacci level readings. Certainly, and now is a good time to think about your accumulations and targeting weaker coins, as the previous highs we logged back in March are now targets. Would you rather have a target that is 13% back to local high, or a target that's 130% back to local high? All things to consider, and certainly check out the video I put out yesterday on my YouTube channel about Fibonacci and the strength of strong coins versus weak coins. Definitely something you want to consider. Um, Ethereum holding strong about 3,500. Definitely got to give that to the news. Ethereum is not a security. Love to see that. Not to mention with the ETF approved, good things on the horizon for Ethereum. But then once you start going a little bit further down the list, is where you realize Bitcoin and Ethereum held value, and everything else has suffered. Solana below 140 at 134. Dogecoin below 13 cents. Toncoin at 713. Cardano below 40 cents. Avalanche below $30. A lot of the altcoins have been bleeding out. Hopefully, there is, some metrics suggest that local bottoms could already be in, but you also want to make sure you have a good awareness of the support resistance levels and everything like that, to like keep a good eye on when things regain support resistance and how to target previous support resistance levels, and using the volume profile to your advantage. Quick look at the gainers and the losers in the past 24 hours. Fetch.ai, Singularity Net, Core, Sui, Near, Ondo, all up between 4 and 10%. In the losers, we have Layer Zero, Notcoin, Flare, Jasmine, Beam, Arweave, all down between layer zero is down 19% dent, and everything else is down between 6 and 4%. So nothing too crazy there. A lot of things ranging at the moment, but also I've been kind of sketched out about Fetch.ai and Singularity Net, just because they've been really volatile. They both have lost a lot of traction from where they were. Because now with the mergers coming, the merger date, was supposed to be this one day, and then it got moved back, and then it gets moved back again, and like people are really uncertain of what that looks like. I've personally sold both of my holdings. Will I consider ASI once it becomes its own coin when the merger's over? Yeah, but I feel that a lot of people are kind of a little nervous, as it's something that we haven't really seen before. Especially in terms of crypto projects this popular. So definitely, be careful if you're looking at that project, just because we're kind of wandering into the unknown a little bit there. So all in all, I do kind of want to, um, you know, pivot to the inception, the reason we're going to have this conversation. Good friend of mine on the stage up here with me. His name is John Vives. He is also a fellow writer for our good friend BitBoy Crypto. John was actually a writer for Ben before I even got my job writing for Ben, and John has been a pillar of the community. And he still, helps Ben with stuff today. Did not stay at Hit Network. He was one of the first people to jump off when everything happened. Certainly a very loyal guy, hard worker, and now he's been working for this new project called Somnia, and they had a booth up at Consensus in Austin, Texas. Really good to see John in person there at the event. And at the event, I wanted to run down, like, dude, what is this project? How long you been working for them? And it seems like they have a lot of really good things, a lot of good news, a solid roadmap on the horizon for this project he's working for called Somnia. So, John, first of all, man, just give yourself an introduction to the audience. Let everyone know who you are and how you doing today, man. Thanks so much for being here.
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm John. Joining from the Somnia account now. But yeah, so like AJ said, we met when we were both working for Ben. I started with him maybe a year or so before AJ did, and as soon as AJ came on, we got along real well. And he was actually living in Maryland at the time, which is where I'm living as well. Unfortunately, it was like in the middle of COVID and everything, and we didn't really get to meet up before moved to Atlanta. But we finally have gotten to catch up at a couple of the conferences over the past couple of years. And yeah, like he said, we were pretty much the first ones to jump ship after all that stuff went down. And I was working for a refi project at the time, and there we kind of hit a dead end with that. So I just started looking for other things to get involved in, and I was looking in a lot of different spaces. And I kind of in my past, I kind of did the influencer thing in a different realm. I was a journalist for a long time, for many years back in the day. That's kind of how I built my initial audience. And then just over the years, it just got too stressful. I got more interested in crypto, and it just seemed like the right place to be. Um, so I like kind of working behind the scenes on stuff, and that's why I've taken kind of the supportive role I have with Ben, and I've written his books and stuff like that with him. Um, but yeah, so when I saw that this project, it definitely interested me because it's working on interoperability for gaming and the metaverse, which is something that like we've been talking about in crypto for years. And it's been like something of these like fantasies of like, what if we could do this with these games and that with these games? And that's what these people are trying to build. And it looked like a very serious project. And when I started looking into it, I was like, yeah, this is my next move. So
Right.
luck
So, yeah, definitely. I want to learn more about that. The project is called Somnia, which I think is a really good name because you kind of think like, insomnia, like you can't sleep. Well, Somnia, that means like, well, it's not insomnia. So you're out of so is it about like dreaming?
Yeah,
Sleep? Yeah, I think
that's
it's a cool.
it.
That's a really good name.
Yeah, I believe the root is in like I think it was a god of dreams or something like that that it was taken from, and that is what a lot of people think of like virtual spaces and even like the fantasies that happen in games and how immersed you get into them as like a kind of a dream state. And we're trying to take those experiences to the next level. So that's kind of what we were going for there.
Yeah, I absolutely. I think that's a killer name. I always like when people put thought into the name of whatever the project is that they're working for. I appreciate those kinds of things. So just give me like before we get into like the details of everything, just give me like an overall basic pitch for Somnia. Say you're talking to someone at a conference. They ask you, what is this project? Like, what's like just the general answer there?
So we're working on scale and interoperability for gaming and the metaverse, and that kind of involves a couple of different products because we're doing a couple of different things. We're building our own L1 blockchain. It's an EVM, and there are some unique aspects to it. It's we're I think the first one's doing a specific type of consensus mechanism that we have in our white paper that I'm working on with the founder and the devs. That'll probably be out in like maybe 2 months or something like that. And we also have a set of protocols that works across different blockchains to connect gaming experiences, metaverse experiences together so users can trade assets across ecosystems and platforms and collaborate across platforms and ecosystems instead of getting stuck in these like siloed spaces where they're stuck with that kind of fragmented ecosystem.
Right. And see, interoperability, that's certainly an angle that, in crypto, I always kind of think of like, each blockchain as like its own city, right? But if there weren't roads to drive down to get to the next city, like how would you get there? And I kind of think of interoperability like those roads that connect the cities. And it's certainly you see a lot of projects, going down that street to try to bring on as many changes as they can. And I certainly think that, multi-chain is certainly the way to go for the future. So, you kind of already gave us some a background on how you got involved with Somnia, but a question that, that really kind of jumps out at me, kind of talking about this project at all, like, John, like, are you still bullish on like the metaverse narrative? Because back in 2021, we had the Sand and Mana Metaverse and Blocktopia. Like, there was a lot of really big hype back in 2021, and recently it kind of, I feel like there was a little bit of a fall off, but I still feel like the idea is there, the idea is viable, but we also haven't seen it like fully pop off the way we expected to as well. So, like, are you still bullish on the metaverse overall?
Yeah, absolutely, and I totally agree with what you're saying, and that's how the kind of sentiment works in these markets. And I think there's a couple of angles to approach this from. The first aspect is just like the crypto hype cycles. Right now, it's AI and maybe some meme coins. Meme coins might always be there in the background, but I still think that there's every cycle kind of has its narrative, but that doesn't mean that money isn't made in other places. It just means that um, projects aren't trying to attach that specific angle onto their product to get more investors and VCs and stuff like that. Like you saw the last cycle, people were just tacking the word metaverse onto their project when it wasn't even relevant, and now we see the same thing with AI. Um, so that's kind of one angle, is just that yes, the hype cycles are there. Air, 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 air,